To begin working in the system, you must fill out a short questionnaire. Start by selecting your country, business type, and your company's phone number to be displayed in printed documents. Indicate the name of the branch within your company. Then, during a crucial moment, pay attention to the selection of the currency which you will use for transactions with both suppliers and clients. Once chosen, this parameter cannot be changed. Indicate in which currency clients are expected to pay you, as well as the currency in which you will pay your suppliers, and state the exchange rate. This can be changed later. Click Continue. After registration, we are greeted with a database where answers to nearly all questions regarding system usage can be found, categorized with videos for each topic. Despite this, many customers initially attempt to create a client order, whereas it's advisable to first input all the necessary data into the system, for example, adding employees. To create a user, go to the Employees menu, select List of Employees, and click on Add User. In the opened card, enter the login, password, and full name. Then specify the role, phone number, and email. Next, select the default warehouse and location to which the device received for repair by this employee will be moved. In Gincore, the system implements an address-based storage system where each room in your facility is a warehouse and each shelf or tray where devices are stored in that room is a location. Then, indicate which cash box and warehouses the employee will have access to. Since we have not added warehouses and cash registers yet, the options are limited. However, after filling in all the data, you will be able to edit these parameters in the employee's card. You can allow or prohibit the viewing of customer contact information or restrict access to other customers' orders for the employee. Next, specify the salary calculation methods. We can also send notifications to the employee if they are assigned as the responsible technician or manager for an order. By the way, clicking on the avatar allows you to add a photo of the employee. Click on Create, and the new user will appear at the bottom of the list. By toggling the activity checkbox, you can enable or disable the employee's access to the system. Gincore is designed in a way that only one employee can work in the system at a time with a single login and password. You can configure access rights for each employee role, and you can also create custom roles. The next step is to create departments, warehouses, and locations for each of your company's branches. Go to the Warehouses menu, then Settings, and select Repair Shops. As we can see, there is already one branch here that we added during registration. We can rename it or create a new one. Enter the name and choose a color. Icons of this color will be displayed next to created orders for the branch to visually distinguish them. Next, specify the address and phone number and click on Create. We have added branch 2. Now, we need to add warehouses and locations for this branch. Click on Go To, and you will be automatically taken to the warehouse creation card. Come up with a name for the warehouse, such as Sales Floor or Workshop. The checkboxes below have specific meanings. Not all items in the warehouse are available for sale or in perfect condition. Therefore, we need to indicate whether the items located in this warehouse should be displayed as available stock or not. For example, we can create a defective parts warehouse where all the spare parts that are not suitable for repairs are stored. Managers will see that such items exist, but they cannot be used for repairs. Next, specify the association of the warehouse with a specific service center. Currently, Branch 2, which we created earlier, is selected. Then, choose a category. You can see the category descriptions in the tooltip. Also, specify the address and phone number that will be displayed on receipts. Now, we need to create locations within this warehouse, such as Showcase 1, Showcase 2, Shelf 1, and so on. Click on Create. You can effortlessly generate stickers for locations by simply clicking on the printer icon. Subsequently, you will be able to relocate orders and merchandise across locations by scanning the barcodes. Now it is time to add counterparties into the system. Counterparties encompass our suppliers, regular clients, telecommunication and internet service providers, essentially anyone with whom we have financial relationships. Navigate to the Accounting menu, then select Counterparty. As we can observe, there are already 4 default counterparties created by the system, which are necessary for conducting system transactions. Now, click on the Create button to commence the process of creating an accounting counterparty for one of our employees. Input their full name and telephone number, then proceed to specify the counterparty type as an employee. This parameter is essential as it enables the system to automatically retrieve expenditure and revenue items associated with this particular counterparty type, alleviating the need for manual selection each time. For instance, if we choose the type Supplier, there will be several items available, such as payment for supplier orders, debiting funds from the balance for orders, and so forth. On the other hand, the Employee type will have an expenditure item labeled Salaries. The purpose of accounting expenditure and revenue items is to facilitate filtering the expenses of your company by categories, enabling you to ascertain the amount spent on salaries, rent, component procurement, and more within the past month. Click on Create. As we can observe, the new counterparty has been added to the system. Similarly, we add a supplier in the same manner. Now, we can add devices into the system. To commence this process, navigate to the Categories menu and click on Create a Category, followed by entering the desired name. Check the box Device Model. This signifies that the product categories serve as models for the devices you accept for repair. This system allows the program to determine which products and spare parts are compatible with specific technical devices. Next, specify the parent category. All categories within the system are structured as nested folders, and the parent category serves as the folder that contains the categories you have created. Click Save. Excellent! This device has now been added to the system, and we can proceed to accept it for repair. Next, let's add the products you will be selling, as well as spare parts for devices and services that will be added to orders. Go to the Goods Parts menu and click on Create Product. Select the type of product. Set the product type as Service for items that cannot be stocked but are provided as a service. It is important to note that in Gincore, products and services are located in the same section, namely Goods, Parts, and they differ only in their product type. Enter the name, price, specify the category to which the product or service will belong, and assign a responsible manager. You can also add a product photo, set automatic pricing, and configure notifications for minimum stock level. Now we will proceed to receipt the goods into the warehouse. The system offers 3 methods for receipting goods. First method, go to the Orders menu, then Orders to Supplier, and click on the Create Supplier Order button. Select the supplier, and if the desired one is not listed, click on the plus button to create a new one. Next, specify the delivery date and the type of delivery, either local or abroad. Then, indicate the items. If the item you need is not yet in the system, you can create it by clicking on the plus button. Now, enter the purchase price, quantity, and repair order number if you need to purchase this item specifically for a customer's order. Click Add to Cart. As we can see, the item appears below, and we can add another item to the supplier order. Finally, click Create. The order will appear in the general list. When the supplier delivers the goods, the order needs to be approved. To do this, specify the quantity received, select the warehouse and location where the goods will be received, and click Approve. If the quantity is less than what was ordered, the system will automatically send a request to purchase the remaining items. The order is now in the approved status, indicating that it has been accepted. Next, go to the Warehouses menu, then Put on Charge, and receive the order into the warehouse. The system automatically generates serial numbers for each item. If you wish to manually enter the serial numbers, uncheck the Generate option. Additionally, you can print barcodes and labels for the items. The items are successfully received, and if you go to the Warehouse Remnants section, you will see them in the general list. The second and third methods for receiving a supplier order are through the Warehouses menu, Put on Charge, by clicking on the Debit button. Here, you can upload an Excel file or create a receipt manually. Click Create. The order creation form is the same as in the Orders to Supplier menu, with the only difference being that we skip the step of approving the items and directly receive them into the warehouse by selecting the warehouse and location. Fill in all the fields, click Add to Cart, and select Debit In. Here too, you can generate and print serial numbers. Click the Debit button. Now, after the basic system setup, we can proceed to create an order. Go to the Orders menu, then Create Order. The order creation form will open. The first field is for the customer's phone number and name. If the customer has previously contacted your company, their requests or devices will be displayed on the right, allowing you to select the desired device from previous interactions and save time on filling in device information. If the customer is a first-time client, manually enter the device and its serial number. Then, fill in the required fields, indicate the estimated cost, and the completion date. If there are any fields missing in the intake form, or if you see unnecessary fields that you won't use, go to the More menu, then Settings, and Setting up Order Creation Form fields. Using the toggle switch, you can enable or disable fields and even add your own field by specifying its name. Now, create the order by clicking the Create button. We will now proceed to the order card, where we add all the relevant information about the progress of the work, assign responsible individuals, and so on. Now, we need to add a spare part for the device. Let's assume that it is not currently in stock. To do this, enter the product name in the field, and if prompted to create a supplier order, indicate the type of delivery. We have sent a request to purchase the item, which will appear in the general list under Orders to Supplier. The program immediately suggests approving and receiving the supplier order. Select the supplier, enter the cost, and click Save. Then, the system automatically prompts us to approve the item and receipt it. Now we assign a serial number, and it's done. The spare part is ready for repair. We add the service in the same way. If necessary, you can assign a specific master for each service. When the repair is completed, change the status of the order to Done. The system will prompt you to send a readiness notification to the customer. To learn how to set up SMS notifications, you can refer to our instructional videos. Link provided in the description. During the repair process, we did not add any comments to the order, but as you can see, the system automatically saves all the changes in the comments section. Customers can view these comments on your website by entering their phone number in the repair status widget. For more information on how to integrate it into your website, please follow the link provided in the description. This is very convenient as it keeps your customers informed about the current status of their repair without requiring additional efforts from your staff. Comments can also be hidden and made visible only to employees by locking the padlock before writing a comment or next to an already created comment. Additionally, please note the implemented security system. Any changes made to the order card are logged and saved. By clicking on the field name, you can see who, when, and what information was modified. This is a valuable feature for internal security within the company. Now, we can issue the order to the customer by clicking the Give to Client button. We can give the order to the customer and immediately accept payment, selecting the cash register, or we can issue it without payment. If you have a large company and payments are handled by the accounting department, you can do it in the Accounting menu, Orders, Customer Orders, by clicking on the Accept button. Here, we also have payment requests for supplier orders. You can make the payment or cancel the payment request if the order has been paid by another method. Until we make the payment to the supplier for the order, we will have an outstanding debt with the supplier, which can be viewed in the Counterparty tab. Once we make a payment for one of the orders and return to the list of counterparties, we will see that the debt has decreased by that amount. All created customer repair orders are stored in the Orders menu under Repair Orders. Here we can see summarized information about the receptionist, technician, acceptance date, status, cost, and other details. Since we already have a paid and issued order, we can check how much the engineer earned for this order. To do so, go to the Accounting menu, then Reports, Salaries, select the relevant employee, and view the report. The total cost for all orders is shown at the bottom, and above that, you can find a detailed breakdown for each order. Over time, you will have a complete list of orders. There are instances when customers bring their devices for further improvements under warranty. To avoid creating a new order, you can open an existing one. You can search by name, phone number, serial number, and so on. Open the order card and change the status to Accepted for Rework. For example, if there was a faulty spare part that needs replacement, click on the minus sign next to the serial number to detach the spare part. Select where to move it. In this case, we move the device to the waste storage. Add a new spare part and issue the device back to the customer. If the customer refuses the repair and requests a refund, click on the Return the Money button. You can link a transaction if it was made from the cash register previously, or you can process the refund directly from the order, selecting the cash register from which you are issuing the refund. Change the order status to Client Refused or Returned Without Repair. Now let's deal with the faulty spare part. Go to the Warehouses menu, then Warehouse Remnants. Select the Waste Warehouse, where the spare part is located. You can either write off, relocate, or return the spare part to the supplier. In this case, we return it to the supplier. As we can see, all actions performed with this item are logged in the product card. After returning the spare part, the location is changed to Customer. The system does not distinguish between customers and suppliers. It sends everything to the customer location, which is outside the service center. After returning the spare part to the supplier, they have a debt with us. Go to the Accounting menu, then Counterparty. To eliminate the debt, we can receive a new spare part from the same supplier, or if they have returned the money, process a transaction through the cash register. Go to the Cash tab, select Income Cash, choose the item Writing Off of the Balance Sheet for return to the supplier, select the counterparty, and enter the amount. If you check the "without debiting from the balance sheet" box, the funds received from the counterparty will not affect your balance-related debt settlements with the counterparty and will not be reflected in the counterparty's menu. Since we want to clear the debt, we do not check the box accordingly. Click Deposit In. Check the Counterparty menu, and the debt has been cleared.